with the song.
No, it's got this little thing on. It's just like countdown. I need to make us a new intro. I'll work on it this week. Mm-mm-mm. Oh. Hey y'all, here we are.
Hello, hello,
Hello, hello,
hello.
hello.
Long time no see, ladies.
I know.
Absolutely.
How
And you
y'all
two,
been?
the audience as well. Welcome back to Transfusion. It's been a second, but we're here and we have things to talk about. We always pop up when there's something serious to talk about. Joining us, all three of us here, we got Sister Chloe
Hey.
and we got Sister Pocahontas
Hey y'all.
and Nico here. Hopefully, we'll have Lachey, I think, maybe joining us later, but we have, as you can see from our advertisement, we've got a serious topic to talk about. Um, but a couple of other things have been happening in the news. Uh, one of which I wanted to bring up because there was a incident related to pedophilia. Uh, Not only that happened this past weekend, but one that happened a while ago that I want y'all to weigh in on. This past,
I'm still hearing an echo. And
Yeah,
it's
I do
bad.
too. It's coming from Miko's thing.
is it me? Do I need to get out and come back up?
Yeah, drop down and come back.
Okay.
I was just gonna say something too. I was like, okay, I do hear it a little bit.
I was trying to ignore it, but it's kind of heavy.
Come on, new wig.
Oh,
You look like you don't got you look like you don't got you some sun, bitch. From that party this
yeah,
past
yeah.
weekend. The kids wore you out.
This past weekend.
Was you having a good time though?
Um,
Oh Lord.
we gonna need a pass to
We're gonna
from where it was.
we're gonna talk about that. Okay.
We'll definitely
Okay.
talk about
I don't hear it no more.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
it. I can hear you now.
Okay. Um, but what I was going to ask is, we had several incidents of pedophilia happen here recently, but one of the main ones that happened that's still happening in the case going on in Memphis is the case of a woman who came home, found a 20-year-old man under her bed, under her 13-year-old daughter's bed, and ended up killing him.
What? The woman killed the man?
The mother shot the 20-year-old she found under her daughter's bed. There were circumstances around that
Uh-huh.
that we'll get into, but have y'all heard the story?
I ain't heard it.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And that's
I
Booker
think we need to
City.
break. I think we need to break in because we jumped in that quick.
Hold on, bitch,
Ooh.
bitch, that's just ain't that your sister?
Wait a
Well,
minute.
That took me
yeah,
back.
yeah, girl, that was one of a big deal, bitch. Is people on both sides, one saying that the girl was fast, other side saying that this 20-year-old man should have known better. Now, here's the thing. So, this 13-year-old girl Ubered this man to her house in the middle of the night at 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
in the morning while her mama was at work. Mama saw it on the screen that some man had entered her house and ran home. When she got in the door, the man was hiding under the girl's bed. She let the man get his shit up, pack his shit up, and put him out the house. And as he was walking out the house, she popped him in the back of
Hey
the head
girl.
and he fell dead in her yard.
Oh wow.
Now, the boy was 20, and so let me get all the way into this. So he's first of all, my thing from the very beginning was if he knew that this girl was only 13, he's a nasty fucker, and he
Mm-hmm.
should have at least been pistol whipped if nothing else. One of the problems is she's going to jail for first degree murder, which it was because she didn't shoot him when she saw him under the bed. She let this boy pack up his shit, grab all his things, then get out on her front lawn, and then popped him in the back of the head.
Right when
Which
when she was not technically in danger at that point. Okay.
right, so she fucked that up.
Okay.
But everybody's saying, good, he's a pedophile, and they've gone on his thing to show that he be flirting with girls that look clearly like little girls. Some of these girls look like He'd be leaving messages under pictures with little girls. And I mean, these girls be looking like they be 11 and 12 and shit. So they pulled up his history and showed that. But the question is, the things that people were saying is because the little girl told the police when the police got there, my mama said the next boy I snuck in here, she was going to shoot him, which means she's had a habit of sneaking boys in her mama's house.
Right.
And her mama wasn't shooting that boy because he was a pedophile. She was shooting that boy to teach her daughter a lesson. And so that's when it gets muddy for me, because I don't think she instantly recognized when they showed pictures of the little boy, he still looked like one of them little young.
I say put the daughter in jail too. Shit.
Right, he looked like one of them short little barely out of high school niggas that, but that's no excuse because he's still nasty.
To see how she snuck in, and not even that it even matters. The fact that you were going into someone's home, because clearly a 13-year-old. I mean, but you know what? These young girls develop really fast. But I feel like you should be able to tell the difference between a 13-year-old and someone.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Especially if the person has a history of reaching out to underage girls. Yeah, that
He should be gone, and I agree with that. But I think that this is a two-pronged problem.
I don't think the mama should be in jail. I don't think she should be in jail. I mean,
I think she should absolutely be in jail because the way she handled that was all the way wrong. Especially if she found out the boy was 20, she could have put that boy under the jail for what he's been doing. Because now you ain't stopped the problem. You still have a problem with your little girl inviting boys over. And now that you gone to jail behind this shit, ain't nobody to watch her little ass. Ain't no telling how many predators you done had in your house because you ain't got control of your daughter. At some point, you're going to have to acknowledge that your daughter is going through something. You need to either get this child therapy or give her more attention. But something is happening to where she feels like she needs to reach out to men or whoever in the middle of the night, inviting them to your house. And that's a problem you're going to have to address too, or else predators are going to keep coming in your life.
well,
I feel like that's one side of it, but you also have to think about it. Here I am walking through my house with a stranger I don't know anything about. Do you know how quickly that can go wrong?
do y'all remember when that boy? Do y'all remember when that boy had snuck that grown ass man into his mama house? And she seen him on the camera, but she seen him come through like on the camera inside her house, and she was in the house and she chased him with like a bat or something like that, and chased him out the house, and it was a grown ass man, and her son was like probably like 15, 16
I
years
just seen it
old.
on Twitter.
Yeah. It's the same thing though. It's the same thing. I remember back. I can say this though, because I remember when I was growing up, I was 16, 17, 15, 16, 17, and I was messing with older men. I definitely was. I was lying about my age. I was on BGC Live. I was having people come pick me up from my mama's house. So I was fast. I didn't at the time. I didn't think of it at like this though. I didn't think that it was a pedophilia type of situation. I definitely didn't
No
think.
child does.
Well,
Even this little
as a
13-year-old girl
child,
don't think that.
as a
She thinks she's a grown.
as a child, you're curious. You trying to figure out things. You
Yeah.
go against everything I'm telling you. But when you have a more mature mind, at some point you should know.
This
Hey,
ain't right.
this ain't right.
And you're absolutely right. But here's the thing. One pedophile is dead, but how many other ones have been to that lady's house?
So that's your warning shot. You got lucky.
No, this ain't no warning shot now because the lady is in
Not
jail.
for the one that's dead, but the one that's gonna be there. Don't bring your ass over here no more.
No, but here's the thing though. That ain't no warning shot because now you done shot this man, killed him, and sent yourself to jail. Now this girl is unprotected.
That's why I don't feel like
Now she can do whatever the fuck she want to do.
And then she
She
have
been
to
doing
do
that.
it as well.
And she was going about it all wrong because the fact of the matter is, if that woman had stayed in her house, you still got God knows how many other men that know where you are, that have been inside your house, that you don't know nothing about it because you haven't got. This is an issue that you have definitely got to direct and deal with your daughter.
I am so glad that ring cameras were not around whenever I was growing up, because bitch, I wouldn't have been able to do shit. Bitch, ring cameras became a thing when I was turning like 18, 19 years old. And I was getting up out my mama's house because, bitch, I was like, oh, no, ma'am. Bitch, I can't do nothing, bitch. Oh, no, ma'am.
Now let me ask a mother, Pocahontas,
Mm-hmm.
if your baby girl
Oh,
at 1 o'clock in the morning Ubered a man to your house
ooh.
while you weren't there
Or
and
while
you
you were
saw it
there.
on a ring cam, how would you handle this entire situation?
I have a sentence too.
You have a
She be
what?
glamorous. She be
I'll be
glamorous.
looking. No questions asked.
Right.
I'm guilty.
Hello, I did it.
Right, but why would you do
In the
that when you
moment,
know you have
in the
to stay
moment,
there
you're not
for the
thinking. You're not
babies?
thinking.
Especially if I see, if I don't, if only thing I see is a person coming in the camera, and even if my child has a history of doing this, my first mindset is going to be protective over my child. And
Mhm.
Mm.
no matter what, I'm gonna be wondering what my child done experience to be reaching out to these men, and of course, hopefully, if I don't witness it before, I don't put my child in therapy. But in that moment, it's a stranger in my house. It's not just one child in my house. I'm gonna protect all my kids. So that person got to get up out of my house.
Right.
I have
And
a
I probably
question.
won't come in shooting. I probably will come in asking to leave, probably being escorted by police. If they don't get there fast enough, it'll probably be a case.
I
Yeah.
had a question. At what age do you, I'm sorry, Lachey, what you want to say? Hey,
I just will
girl.
notice that I'm getting a feedback from Polka.
Remember, I got a lot of
Okay, she put log back in. Hey, girl. How
Thank
you
you for
been?
noticing it, because I'm like, I be
I don't
trying
know
to
how
get
to.
in.
I know.
It's three
Okay.
powerful girls. I'm trying to.
It's only two. It's only two. You, bitch, she was late to the party, girl. You know how I be. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Yeah,
playing.
yeah, y'all know I had my
How you
wisdom tooth
been?
removed this
Oh,
last
Yes,
week,
you
so
did. Yes, you
I
did.
had to pull out myself out of the ibuprofen
oh,
slumber.
oh, yeah. That's no fun. I know that shit hurt.
Yeah, it
Yes,
did.
and I
Oh,
I'm
try
going
not to
to.
take
at
pills
least
every
your
time I
face not swollen though. At least
proper.
your face not swollen. You don't look swollen.
Hmm.
I said at least your face not swollen. Like you don't look like you. Or did it go down?
That was last week.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Yeah,
she
I'm at
no.
the end days. I'm at the end stages, but it's still kind of like throbs every now and then. So I just popped a
Uh-huh.
pill earlier, and I tried to fight it, but that didn't
she's
work.
not telling y'all the truth.
Oh, okay.
She's taking longer to heal because she wouldn't stop smoking like the doctor told her to.
I
Oh,
don't see. That's why you gotta stop doing that, Poker.
yeah.
Miko. Miko like to expose the girl's teeth. First of all, I am trying. I mean, you know me. I have all kinds of other alternative methods. So, you know, I'm a crafty girl, so I'm gonna come up with
Girl,
ways to
come
get
on.
around the snake around the situation. But yeah, no, actually, I'm healing. Thanks,
Uh-huh.
Miko.
You're
Um,
welcome.
She drinking
it's
her smoothies.
just they said it could take up to 2 weeks.
Okay, you'll be all right.
It
Drink it,
says
drink it,
it says it online.
drink you a couple smoothies, girl. You'll be all right.
I'm drinking smoothies, swishing with water, swishing with everything, all the stuff.
I'm drinking smoothies too, but I'm drinking smoothies with sugar.
Okay, that's a step one
It's
foot in
the
the
step in the
door.
right direction. This one put in the door a little bit. But okay, no. So I had a question. So at what age do y'all feel like it's appropriate to start talking to your kids about sex and things of that nature? Like when do y'all feel like it's appropriate to have the birds and the bees conversation? Because I'm starting to feel like I am. We didn't talk about it in school. We didn't have. Yeah, I was in home ec. We didn't talk about it in high school. Um, but I want to know, like, around what age range do you feel like it's time to sit your kids down and have this conversation?
These kids nowadays, you need to do it
They,
as soon as
those,
possible.
we was Tom and Jerry kids. These kids now, well, I don't know what kids Lachey and Miko was, but I'm a Tom and Jerry kind of girl.
What's
But
time and Jerry? What does that mean?
we're really Tweety Bird and all that X-Men and stuff. Them girls probably
You
way back
figure it
then.
out. You figure it
He
out.
Yeah.
Man and Shira, bitch.
What are we talking about?
No, but I'm just saying, I don't feel like because we didn't have social media and like the internet and stuff like that, we wasn't exposed to so much and so much stuff like baddies and all the different shows that's
Yeah,
online now
yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
visible that kids have access to. We didn't have access to all the time. What was it? What was the one show we had? The show six?
Oh, Flavor Love probably.
No, it was real. Was it Real Talk or
Oh,
Real?
no,
It
oh,
was it
the
was
Real World.
it was Real Sex, and it came on HBO in the middle of the night.
One, and that was the only
I ain't
thing
never
that
watched
we
that.
had access to besides maybe a kiss or something like that. But
Yeah.
these days, you really have to talk to your kids early, not like just really going into
But just
detail,
surface
but
level.
making sure they have some kind of understanding of what's going on and importance of everything. Really, you need to, as soon as they start talking, you need to kind of, get up some. Hey, this
Do
is
y'all
what's
feel
going
like
on. This is what you're seeing.
do
The
you feel
whole
like
world is hypersexualized. So yeah,
Yeah,
they're being exposed and they're gonna have questions and wonder at a very young age. I remember whenever or whatever when you first got Yolanda, we had to kind of deal with a few issues with her just because
hmm
she'd been exposed to so much at a young age,
hmm
and she was what, like five, what, like maybe six,
Well,
six, seven.
I got Yolanda at 3, but around when she went back home, she got exposed to something. Then she came back around about 5 or 6. Yeah.
do y'all
Yeah,
feel
and
like
so it, they need that conversation. Have you got a chance? So how do you handle that? Do you have like little conversations with them about it, or
Yeah, I have big conversations with them, and even like when I use like opportunities. Like a while ago, we was just watching this television show today. I'm braiding her hair, so we was watching this television show, and it's like teenagers with they were seniors in high school. It's like a dating game to where they all stay in an Airbnb and they date each other. You had the way that the guy was like, I was using it as an opportunity to teach them like, hey, when you're dealing with somebody, certain things is not acceptable. And like I seen one of the guys brought in flowers and he cooked her, opened the door and was doing all the nice stuff. I said, these things like that is what you should expect. That's very minimal. And just kind of having those kind of conversations when I do see an opportunity to teach them about something, just letting them know, but while still letting them make their own decisions. But anytime I see something on television or maybe the way they're kissing or something, I say, make sure before you did that, because the way they could have did, you could have asked about a condom. Because if you don't ask about a condom, you can catch this STD. I just use any opportunity they were facing or any space or anything that is in that moment to be a teachable moment to each one of them.
I
And
just
I don't
realized
just have it with teenagers, I have it with the kids too.
I just realized that you had brought them to the talk the chat and chew. The girls was more so in the room. The boys was outside, but the girls was in there. I was wondering. I was like, I wonder if they know what we're talking about. But
Oh,
it
absolutely.
really wasn't like
Absolutely.
deep. It wasn't deep. It was just how Naomi is, and she's long winded. You know how that goes. But
I appreciate her being long winded because a lot of time people too short winded.
right. But my next question is do y'all feel like it's different for boys than girls? Do y'all think that you might need to talk to the boys before you talk to the girls, or how does that go? Or
there
is
was
it like the
this
same?
conversation came up. That show,
Uh
The Shy.
huh.
My
They
favorite
actually
show.
this
You watch the
season they
show?
had one
I
of the
don't
main
watch it.
characters. He had to have the sex talk with his child, and that little boy was asking like every real question. He was asking about like, well, when can I nut on her face, and when can
Yes,
I? I
I
mean,
feel like as a boy,
But you
you're
know
gonna
what?
experience more.
These
little
kids
boys,
have
they
so many
they want to
questions.
know. Okay, is it okay? I mean,
Yeah.
they need to know about things like consent. I feel like that conversation they had on that show, that was definitely like that set that set the precedent of what a conversation should look like. They covered
Absolutely.
consent. They covered a lot of different topics, and there's a lot of
Um,
I like
aspects to sex nowadays.
it's in our generation we was taught don't ask no questions, be quiet and just don't do. But
mhm.
these
Just don't
days,
do.
I'm witnessing like from having a dance team and stuff. These kids are fucking, and I was started having sex at an early age too. But these kids are getting involved in sexual activities at a very young age. And not only are they getting involved in sexual activities, not amongst each other, but you have a lot of older people that's preying on these babies now. That's
Yeah.
way more experience. So before I have an older man catch my baby walking down the street or something, I'm gonna
Mhm.
educate my child so she can know what consent is. If no is no, and
No,
if
yeah.
you decide to do something, put a rub on, because people make mistakes or something. Just, it's the simple things, and this is what happens. And if you don't have a rubber, maybe using a little more lube or something that's not that can't prevent it, but it just lower the risk of being able to transmit something. Like all those different things that I have that I know about, I just try to give it to them. So even if something was to happen that I can't protect them from or they can't stop, like, hey, this is what y'all need to know. And back then they wouldn't teach us that because it was taught that we was being too fast or being too grown. But these days, it's important that you have these conversations with these kids because so much has changed. And even maybe not so much has changed, it's broader now, it's more open now, and people feel more free because of all the being accepted to the different stuff and stuff. And that's why they pulling back on like the whole idea of being trans and everything. Not that it's right or nothing, but because these babies are exposed to too much too fast and they don't know what's right, what's the consequences of doing this way, and they just don't know.
So my question then becomes, could this exposure be a plus only because now you have children? Let me tell you something. I was a little 5-year-old freak playing with my friends. I was, experimenting early.
Mm.
And because I didn't understand what was going on, I knew I was a different kind of a person. When children are able to see themselves and probably have a better understanding of what they are classified, what they are at an early age, they don't have to sneak, experiment, do weird shit behind closed doors trying to find out, because that's always going to happen. People are always going to do that. There's
It's the
just now
echo again.
exposure gives them a name to it.
It's the echo again.
Is it Miko?
Is it me?
Maybe okay. Maybe when somebody else is talking, we all gotta put our things on mute.
Hello.
Hello.
Or maybe you just gotta put yours on mute, Chloe.
Oh, it might
Okay,
be okay.
can y'all
Yeah,
hear me?
that's clear. It was clear when you.
Okay, but I think that, what was I just talking about, bitch?
Shay, come off mute, baby.
Ha,
Come off mute, Shay. Come off mute.
Lachey, you gotta take your mute off.
Oh, I forgot. When you were
Hey,
young, you were trying to figure out. I mean, you were a lot of boys were playing with you, and you're trying to figure out what your sexual expression identity was. So you did a lot at young age, like you said, 5, 6.
Yeah, we play, and so when we saw it, I think it benefits this young generation to have an early exposure to it. So because people refuse to believe that children start experiencing this shit early. They do. It's just a matter of fact. That's why you have all the experimentation and all that. And that experimentation is supposed to be limited to children and people and to your peers, people who are in your same age group, but older people will always try and find and take advantage of that. And I get that. But I think that that's why exposure at an early age is important, because you have to give them all of the information, not just the sexual information, but also the consent information, what it looks like to be groomed, and what it looks like, and what older men or older people are trying to do when they come at you, and how to respond to that, and how to, you know what I mean? It all needs to be taught around the spectrum. And so
So
that
Miko,
brings us
do you think that
into
having those experiences at such a young age made you more promiscuous, or do you think that it helped educate you so that you could make better decisions? Like, what did those
it.
experiences do for you currently?
It helped me, first of all, those experiences happened at an early age, and that just helped me understand what my sexual orientation was. As I got older, I went through that. I grew up through that HIV, abstinence, celibacy kind of thing, where they weren't preaching safe sex, they were preaching abstinence. You should abstain. If you don't want to catch anything, abstain. And they would, have little things where they might introduce a condom, or might, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't really enforce safe sex as much as they enforced abstinence.
Y'all want to
And
know
so,
something? Oh,
Hey,
what you want?
Chloe, could you share the live on both the transfusion pages because I don't see it to be able to share it.
Yeah, I got you. Keep going.
but I also think that segues us well into what's happening now with Sidney Starr. And because there are stories surrounding about whether well, before
Okay.
I'm gonna let y'all speak on that first.
Before we jump into that, I do want to say one thing. Um, when it comes to like my parents and stuff like that, it was crazy to me because my mother was always so open and willing to have conversations about sex growing up. And with my father, he made me feel so uncomfortable. And my sisters felt so uncomfortable. And what was so crazy, my sisters grew up in Allen, and they went to school in Allen. And my sister, I think I had a conversation with my youngest sister. She was like 23 years old, and I was talking to her about like HIV, STDs, and stuff like that. And do y'all not know that this girl did not know what the fuck it was at the age of 23,
because
growing up in that neighborhood?
truth is, and it's not always truth in every household. People really start talking about STDs and STIs when they find out that you are. Well, no, that's not true.
Oh,
But I know they're quicker to talk about, like, for instance, HIV and AIDS when they see you going in a different
right.
direction that society has accepted. When they start seeing you leaning towards being gay, trans, or anything or lesbian like this, that's when the conversation start happening about HIV because along with being a gay man, that HIV uh, uh, stigmas was attached to being in the community as a whole.
But I just
And,
thought that's so
and
crazy. He made us so uncomfortable talking about sex. My dad did, but my mom was so open and like we was able to go talk to her about anything we wanted to. It was so weird. But I guess we
And it's
can.
normally different. It's normally backwards.
I know. That's why I was like, girl, I got the wrong set. But to segue into this conversation about my good homegirls, Miss Sidney Starr. Um, I don't even know where to start. So here's the thing. And I feel some type of way because this is somebody that I'm actually really close with. We were escorted together. We traveled to Atlanta together several times, um, and I've never seen her act in this way. Like I've never seen her in this. But like me and her was at the Red Roof Inn together in Druid Hills. You know what I'm saying? We was, but I've never seen this side of City Star. Um, what I don't like is that as I'm scrolling down my pages and stuff like that, I feel like people are using her as a scapegoat to try to make it seem like all transsexuals. This is something that all transgender women. Um, this is how that we all act, and she is not the spokesperson for trans women. She's actually the furthest thing from it. No shade. Um, she's a little ditzy. But I do want to kind of read what transpired so we can kind of get like a gist of what has been said so far. Is that okay?
I think what
Mhm.
we should do, I think we should definitely start with saying that this is all alleged. And
Alleged
in America, we are still innocent
until proven
until,
guilty.
well,
Yeah. No,
so
don't say.
that's how we should start. All this
Okay.
is alleged.
All this is alleged, but I'm not gonna put it past nobody. But it is alleged. Okay. Okay. So should I not read what happened or no?
No, we
Yeah,
just want to preface it by
Okay.
saying that we
Okay.
don't know if this is
Okay.
factual or
Yeah,
not.
we don't know if this is facts or not. I do know that she has came out to TMZ and told them that she is going to be fighting all these charges to the fullest extent of the law, and um, that I know that. I also do know that I had read the police report, but this is where things get a little sticky for me because I read the police report and it did say that she admitted to giving the boy fellatio, giving him head. And so, but then she also prefaced it and said that the boy told her he was 18 years old. Now, the boy was 13.
It wasn't 16
No, it was not 16. He's 13. He
because we
was
were
he
saying
was
16 at first.
no. They were saying he's is under the age of 16.
It ain't no excuse for that, y'all.
Yeah, it's no excuse for it. So what happened was this boy was in Atlanta at the Embassy Suites with his nephew or his cousin or something like that. They were at a football tournament. They're like little league football. You know, like how they be having like little tournaments and stuff like that. So this is where things kind of get weird for me
Not Little
because
League.
yeah, Little League. I mean,
Girl.
okay, but this is what things get weird for me because I'm thinking. Okay, the Embassy Suites. Y'all know how the bar is set up. Y'all know what to give at nighttime. Why? My first question is why are these little kids why are these 13-year-old little boys sitting at the bar at the Embassy Suites?
And
For
where are
one.
the parents?
Yeah, so that was my first thing. So the story goes like this. This is what the story says. Let me read it to y'all. Allegedly. Hold on. Okay, so it starts off by saying she ran into them at the bar. Um, okay, it says this is all alleged. This happened in the hotel bar area. Shortly after the initial encounter, the victim and his nephew were playing a game near the hotel bar. So they were playing like little games where the suspect was seated, which suspect would be Sidney Starr. The suspect called the minor over and instructed him to touch his iPhone against hers to exchange and share contact information. The suspect sent a text message to the 13-year-old victim's phone, instructing him to come upstairs to the hotel room. The victim was confused by the message and why the suspect was contacting him.
I don't. That by itself, I don't. Just right there.
That didn't
You
sound
meet a
right.
person, y'all have to lock eyes, and you have to kind of mutually agree that I want to talk to you. Otherwise, you ain't gonna pay attention to that person. So, and I do think it takes two to tango.
It does. And at this time, he does not know that she is transgender, supposedly, and things of that nature. So I mean, and I'm thinking, 13 years old, hormones are probably raging. Oh, girl with big titties and a big ass. Oh, she trying to holler at me. I don't know. This could be the story that he told his parents, but I could see him possibly playing into it. Until he finds out what's between them
But
legs.
No, no.
I know Sidney Starr too. She don't be getting clocked, so it ain't like he just, oh, this is a trans woman.
Yeah, unless she open her mouth and she's
And
real
at
gay.
13 year old and thinking a woman, oh, this woman want me to come up to the room. Oh, I'm about to fuck some because you excited right now. Your hormones are racing.
Yeah.
And when
So
it comes to trans people and being exposed, you know the first thing they're gonna do is deny, whether they were implicated, where they wanted to be there or not. They're gonna always lie about it. That's
yeah.
natural because they trying to save their face.
So how the Embassy Suites is set up, you cannot enter the hotel floors unless you have a key card. So she had went upstairs, and came back down. So that now they're in the hotel hallway in the elevators. It says the victim was in the hallway when the suspect descended in the elevator, peeked out to locate the victim, and then exited once she spotted him. This right there, that lets me know that y'all been having some type of conversation, and y'all did plan for her to meet up with you at the bottom floor. Is what it sounds like to me. And used her. Okay, so then the suspect brought the victim into the elevator and used her hotel room key, which was programmed specifically for access to the fifth floor. Um, to coerce the minor up to the floor is what it says allegedly.
That she coerced him.
That's what it says.
Girl.
She assured him she would bring him back downstairs and merely wanted to show him something. He was scared. He listened, not knowing he was in real danger. So, allegedly, the victim has no key, so was unable to even press a random floor number to try to escape. Allegedly, due to the hotel keys only being programmed for the floor that your room is on. So now it's making me feel like you don't even have a room here, or maybe your parents got the key. Okay, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Once inside the private area of the fifth floor, the suspect sexually assaulted allegedly the 13-year-old victim. The victim physically pushed the suspect off of himself and tied toward the exit. As the victim ran, suspect fell and attempted to grab his foot and offered him money, which they said was $40 for sexual.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can we just stop for a second? Can we just stop for 1 second? Just pause that.
Okay.
Have y'all ever heard a little kid lie to you and the lie sounds so stupid? It's like it don't even make sense. This sounds like a kid just trying to save himself and make up this sounds far-fetched. All of a sudden she's gonna pull money out.
Okay, so
what is he saving himself for? No matter what angle or what direction you go in from what the story is saying, it is a 13-year-old child with a 40-year-old trans woman. It ain't no saving yourself. It's completely
He put
wrong.
himself there.
It does not matter, Shay. He is a 13-year-old child, and
You
this
don't have to
person.
keep repeating his age. We're talking
Yes, I
about the
do.
story.
Yes, I do.
We're talking about the story that
Yes,
we're
I do.
hearing.
Yes,
We're
I
talking
do.
about the story that he's
Because
giving.
that's what makes, because this can be realistic. Because I mean, we know how the dates and we get them on up because
voices, especially to
try
their
to be
parents.
very discreet. We know, but what breaks it up is that this is a 13-year-old child. Period.
You can't just say period. That's not the end of the
Period.
sentence.
It's a
No, it's not.
13-year-old
What,
child.
sister?
Period.
Chloe's explaining his
This
side
is
of the story, right? And
uh-huh.
he's just making things up. And the story is what matters. What he says matters.
Probably so
It's not
at
just
the age
period. It
13,
matters.
you're probably still imagining things. You
Yeah.
have a real huge imagination at the age 13.
They're gonna chalk that up to him being immature. They're gonna
But
chalk that up to him just.
also, you have to think with him not knowing that she's trans, and then him seeing this between her legs, he could have been scared. He could have been scared and did not know what to do. And now he's going off an impulse and he's taking off and he's trying to run for his life and stuff. And when he gets to his parents, the first thing he knows what to do is to try to embellish it to make it sound like he's not gay because he does not want to be looked at like he's gay.
Right.
And I'm gonna add some more sauce to this. Ooh, mute yourself because now I can hear me.
Oh, sorry.
Let me add some more sauce to this. I just got through saying, Pocahontas, how this 20-year-old boy was hitting up these girls, that you can look at these little 13-year-old bitches and tell how old they are. I don't give a fuck who you are. Any adult can tell when they're looking at a child, no matter how musclified he might be, no matter how they still got baby faces at 13, and they still are immature, like 13-year-olds. So even in the talking to them, you can tell how old they are.
But if you meet them at a bar, if you meet them at a hotel bar,
hold on, and that compounded with some Niambi just posted on her timeline today, like, you know, y'all are complicit in this if this girl is really guilty because y'all claiming that she had all these young boys on OnlyFans, then y'all was paying to watch it and all this. And I corrected her. I said, no. OnlyFans does not allow you to have any participants in your video that are underage. They make you ID and everybody. So if she had some underage niggas on her videos, it wasn't on OnlyFans. Girls came up under me and corrected that and said, oh no, it's not on OnlyFans, honey, it's on Twitter. She said girls have had to get off their Twitter because all them little boys look like little boys.
Oh, no.
I said, so she has a thing for young men. Even if you like young men, 18, 19, 20, I get it. Some older bitches like that. However, know what you're dealing with, girl. At least get proof that you're dealing with something of age. You let a 13-year-old fool you, you weren't fooled, girl. Not that.
I'm starting to see the picture. I'm thinking maybe Sidney Starr might be on that kind of cougar energy. You know, like, it's cool. I like him young.
She's a little ditzy. She's a little slow. She is.
And she probably didn't take the time out to do any vetting of the situation. That's all. I feel like she just, you know, got. You
have to think, bitch. She's from Chicago.
Yeah,
I'm not making it sound okay, but I'm saying she's from Chicago. She's in Atlanta. Atlanta is the mecca of the gays, bitch. Everybody grows up so fast out there, and so I can't see why she would do it. I was gonna try, but I couldn't.
Yeah, he's not trying.
Okay, so I mean, I already know if a child makes it. If a child makes a pass at you, you're supposed to know better.
Yeah.
I don't know we don't know the circumstances. Like, it could have been a dark. We don't know if he's 6 foot tall. We don't know.
Girl,
just hit puberty, bitch. I mean, yeah, you never know.
There are tall men. Let me tell you something. If you are talking to somebody who looks like a grown man.
Mute Chloe.
But if you are talking to someone who looks like a grown man, but talks and sounds like a child, either you're dealing with somebody who's retarded or you are misjudging how old they are. There's no way in hell, from even the way he told his story, that you could have believed this was an adult. You ought to know when either you were horny and drunk and weren't paying attention to what the fuck you were talking to, or you just attracted to young motherfuckers.
So I have a legal question. Legally, if a person doesn't divulge their age, and you have an encounter with them, am I liable? Is the other person liable for not knowing whenever they're just having a sexual fling?
Let me tell you something. There are plenty of men who are in prison right now for statutory rape because some bitch didn't tell them how old she was.
So legally, she doesn't have to say anything, and he can
No,
be held accountable.
because she's a minor. She's not in control of that situation. He's the adult. He is.
But he
And
didn't
that's
know
what that
that.
and
But he
that's
didn't
what
know.
but it doesn't matter.
But then again,
But
even if
shouldn't
we
it matter if he doesn't say anything? And you have two consenting people that are supposed to be adults?
I get what you're saying, Shay, but in my head, I feel like the correct answer to that would be you should be finding out more information about people before you have sexual contact with them.
Yes, you should.
But wait. Y'all, I know every girl in this panel has had sex without asking for IDs. So let's.
Yeah,
Let
but
me
you
tell
know,
you what I've never done.
so I
Ain't nobody asking for IDs before you lay.
But I'm not
down with somebody.
attracted to young men either.
Hold on, but when you're having an encounter, my point is an encounter does not require an ID.
An encounter does not require an ID, but I also recognize I've never had any children call my. I've actually had children call my ad, and I recognize young voices.
So if a young presenting man calls your ad and presents you with comes in with a stack, you turn him away.
It depends on how young presenting he is.
I'm just making sure. I'm trying to see where your heads was.
Bitch, if he come in looking like a 16-year-old trying to hand me $1,000 in cash, you also got to pull out your ID and show me that you're of age. Because I refuse to get paid. Then you go right out this door. Somebody find out you done fuck with a transsexual. You tell them you didn't know, and suddenly I'm in jail for rape, even though I got $1,000 in my pocket. No, hell no. If you look that young and if you sound that young to where I can't tell if you're an adult or not, I'm asking.
I'm getting the picture, and this is just. It feels like he was with the T until he found out the T. And then he has to go back and save his face. And they have to call the police because that's the only way this can make sense from a parent's point of view.
Because he's 13, girl. He's 13.
At some level, he was consenting.
It don't matter. At 13, what does it say? There is no consent at the age of 13.
At the age of 13, you can't consent.
But if you don't divulge your age, you're what do they call it? It's entrapment. That's entrapment.
Okay, well, what about the 13-year-old girl who just had this 20-year-old up under her bed? The 20-year-old is dead now. Do you think
that subject you were just telling me about that?
Do you think the 13-year-old girl? Do you think she might not have lied or said something to get this man over here in the middle of the night?
He shouldn't be dead. With all respect, he shouldn't be dead for that.
Oh, but he is.
But he should not be. It's not her. It's not the mom's job to pull out a gun. The mom is not. She's not.
It's the mom's job to protect her child.
But she doesn't. It's not the mom's job to murder.
And we can't control everything our kids do. But no matter what they do, it's our job to protect them right or wrong. And if I come in my house and it's a stranger in here, first you got somebody in my house I don't know nothing about. I don't know if I come in and scare his ass, if he gonna shoot me. I know you in my house. I pay the bills. I'm the head of the household. I didn't give you permission to be in my house. For as I'm concerned, this is breaking an entry. Your ass is out of here. I don't care which one, because they don't have authority to invite nobody in my house. So if
legally, it's kind of like if someone else that's living in your house invites someone in, then they have the right to be there.
Lachey, I have a question. I don't think you was on the panel earlier whenever I asked this question, or when I answered it. When you were younger, did you what age did you start messing with men?
Okay, my first experience was in summer camp at 13 with my best friend.
Oh, okay. So take me back to that. Okay, so did you ever go through like an era where you liked maybe like the older men, or maybe you was tricking the man?
I wanted adult penis from the beginning.
Oh yeah, okay. So me too. Okay,
I didn't like young boys with the peach fuzz. My first experience was my best friend. He had peach fuzz, and I knew like this wasn't.
Yeah, this ain't it.
This ain't what I want.
So in a sense, what we are accustomed to and what we grow up doing is we lie to these men, don't tell them our age, and we are actually staging statutory rape at the end of the day, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Even though it's not right, it's not cool, because we don't tell these people how old we really are. Because I was like 15 messing with a 30-year-old, and he was picking me up from my mom's house and taking me all the way to Oak Cliff.
Okay, girl, you got your 30-year-old at 15.
Yeah, I'll BGC live, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm just saying, like, but this is something that we do. And so, in a sense, like, if my mom would have found out about me messing with this 30-year-old man, bitch, she would have put him up under the jail.
Probably so.
And I understand what you're saying, but also don't be lost on the fact that these 30-year-old some men prey on these young babies too. So just like you was being thirsty, and I'm sure you probably reached out to one 30-year-old man that was like, hell no, you tripping. But one was like, come on, I'll sneak around, I'll come get you and take
And
care
he
of
knew
you.
you was lying about your age. He just didn't
True.
want to hear it.
But hasn't this been going on for millennia? Like since the
We gotta
beginning
make
of
it right.
time?
We gotta make it right.
Yes, and never was it right. But the thing, like, now this can walk us into Sydney. So the thing about it with this situation is that with with Sidney Starr, even though no matter how you spin the story and everything, if these allegations are true, she's fucked up in the head. She belongs in jail. But where we are as a community, it's not just affecting Sidney Starr. It's
It's a lot of
affecting you,
people.
Shay. It's affecting you, Miko. It's affecting you, Chloe, and especially a trans woman who's raising kids.
Right.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's ignorant. That's an ignorant statement though, because people should not judge everyone. You can never
But they
generalize
do.
in general is not a good
Okay, hold
idea.
on. Do you know what her charges are? Her charges are sodomy. Do you know what sodomy is?
That's booty hole stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so sodomy, um, child molestation, and aggravated something with a minor, something aggravated with a minor. Those are the three charges. Now, I was told that the sodomy is an old school term because I looked it up. It's an old school term that they used to put on the gays back in the day. This was actually a charge, and this charge holds weight. 25 years is the minimum for sodomy.
And this dates back to the days
In
where,
the 80s, back when what you calling them? What was the lady's
well,
name?
past it's before the 80s. It dates back to when homosexuality was illegal.
Yeah,
Before
okay,
the 80s.
right, right. So
So
when it was
part of
illegal,
it being illegal so that it wouldn't transfer, especially when the AIDS thing started happening, they tried to make it legal to have gay sex, and they considered sodomy, which is anal intercourse.
But if y'all know about sodomy, that charge in particular, it's very difficult. It's a very difficult charge.
they tried to slap it on all the gays for being gay.
How
They
are you
just-
going to prove that somebody's butthole got touched? You have to
Now,
have.
doesn't she have a vagina?
No, she don't. She
You
lied
have
about
to have.
that.
You can't just go. It can't just be my word against your word. I have to see. There's a video, some kind of like a medical evaluation.
They're using the condom, the unwrapped
Doctor
condom.
has to be there to evaluate.
They're using the unwrapped condom as kind of semi-proof, I guess, of something happening.
Okay, hold
You
on.
you have to think about where we are today. They are trying to use anything to strip us from our existence.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's that-
stuff that naturally would flow easily today because
Mm-hmm.
it aligns with the agenda that we should not have the freedom to exist in society because
Right.
we're streets, we're rapists, all this, and what this case does, it just gives them a moment to where they can say, "See, I told you." If she like that, Shay's like that. All of them like that. They don't need to be around kids. They don't need to be in the restroom with our kids.
But if people are going to say that kind of thing, it's just where their mind. They're not
What
objective.
to say?
That's not an
The
objective
DL Whisperer,
mindset.
the DL Whisperer had a whole
That's
panel
not-
about this the other
that,
day.
that lets you know that they're already ignorant enough, and they want a reason. So that if we
They
feed into
don't
that,
give a-
then
they don't
those
give
aren't
a
the people. They were never for you in the
They
first
are
place.
trying to paint
They
her to
don't
be
give
the
a damn about you knowing
They
that.
are painting her to be the spokeswoman for trans women.
They don't give a damn about you knowing
But Shay, everything you're saying is right.
Yeah,
But
it's right.
but you forget the world we live in. The people who are making the laws are the people who think that. The people who are making the laws and decisions about us are the ones who make it. That's why every time something like this happens, they're able to take away another right from us.
They already want to think these things.
Yeah,
Yes, and we giving them an excuse to.
But then again, what about all the other girls and men, trans men and women?
Let me tell you something. I have watched black people say free R. Kelly. I have watched black people back Nicki Minaj, whose brother and husband are sexual offenders, and who is the biggest fan of Trump, America's head pedophile.
Oh, your phone.
Okay, no Nicki Minaj standing over here though, baby.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj is trash. And there are people in
Oh, we're not finna do that now. You're not finna do my Nicki, bitch.
Bitch,
She's going through something right now.
Wisconsin,
how she keep getting
who
muted?
sat idly by and watched them reject the bans. I'm sorry, they tried to ban child marriage in these states, and the senators rejected it. So child marriage is still legal.
Mm-hmm.
These people are sitting idly by while this happens, and while the Epstein files goes completely forgotten about. Pedophiles surrounding us, senators getting arrested every goddamn, a black pastor just at the same time Miss Thing got arrested. This past week, a black pastor just got arrested for molesting a boy and exposing him to HIV. And you know what the topic is? Trans people molesting children. That is why it's a problem, because we're still, even though black folks are a small group, trans group people are even a smaller group in this country. And anything one of them motherfuckers do, it's on all of us. That's why you saw them taking rights away when them goofy white bitches that weren't even trans were just walking into restrooms with wigs on, claiming I'm a woman and making everybody accept it. Now they was trying to take trans rights away for all of us.
Okay, so that speaks on a bigger subject. Why are we all blanketed? All women aren't the same. All men aren't the same.
Because we're a smaller group.
But hold on, but that doesn't make it right. So what we need to do—
No, it doesn't.
So what we should be focusing on is making sure that we individualize our experience, and that there are more girls that are doing positive for the world than this negative. We have to work harder at making sure that people see us.
They do see us. Every time one of us does anything, they see us.
That's crazy you say that, because I just shared a story with you, Shay. How do we even make that possible when we even amongst each other are working hard to pull each other down? We don't celebrate each other. We don't celebrate success. Now, I done seen more girls.
We do. It happens.
In quiet behind the scenes.
No, yeah. We celebrate each other. That's why we have this group. We celebrate, and we represent some of the girls that are out there. There are other girls like us.
I had a trans summit. Bitch, you want to? Let's go. I had a trans summit that I did that a lot of people did not show up to. There was a moment for celebration. No other trans summit in Dallas has happened. There was a moment we should have been celebrating. That's a moment we should have been getting resources and everything. I had sisters say, oh, I have a date that I have to leave, and I have way more stuff important to do. We celebrate people to just show faces and be like, hey, I did this and everything, but we don't really celebrate the success of other people. And when it comes to things that are important that can push us forward, that get pushed on the back burner sometimes to some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. There are definitely issues amongst women, us as being trans women. There are all kinds of layers of issues. We are a very oppressed society, so we're gonna have issues. And sometimes there's the crab in the bucket syndrome. We tear each other down, but that doesn't mean that there aren't girls who believe in what we're doing and want to see this movement and uplift us. Right? There's always going to be negative in everything.
Yeah, but the problem I'm talking about is that there are some girls that do it, but they be more likely to post Sidney Starr with this rape, not knowing that they're pushing more people's attention toward Sidney Starr than pushing more people access to shit like our success stories. You know, just like you post this about Sidney Starr, post this about your sister that just graduated from college with her doctorates. We're not celebrating.
It's not just us though. The world does not. Pose was not about the success of trans women. Pose wanted to pull out every aspect of our lifestyle.
So society
they celebrated, and they were awarded for that.
Yes, but society needs to understand
an entrepreneur making it and taking care of their family.
Those were girls that was entrepreneurs in that story.
That's boring. That's
Pose highlighted all the negative.
And it should have, because they need to understand where we come from. So while we're doing things like this, while we done condition ourselves to think it's okay to be DL and have to sneak somebody up the door. It's levels to this shit. Just like when it's the black people killing black people. It's levels to the shit why we got here. But us as community have to talk about why we hear the things that happens when these things happen, how it affects us as a whole community. I'm not saying that none of that you're saying is not true, but I'm saying it's levels to this shit. You see what I'm saying? And if we don't have these conversations and talk about not only how a mistake that one person can make affects the whole motherfucking community, then we'll forever be lost.
I just feel like focusing on people who are going to already take the flag and run with it. They want to take this negativity and run with it. You never were. There's nothing I can say or do to convince you. That's my point. So instead of us focusing on the people that are going to run with the Sidney Starr story, we've got to stand up. Each girl has power. We're 4 girls here. There are thousands, millions of us out there. We need to start standing up and being more of a positive light to the world and showing them that this isn't who we are. That we're here to provide answers. And I feel like that's probably one way to counteract this message that's going out.
One of the things that Chloe mentioned was the Deal Whisper. The Deal Whisper had a panel yesterday, and I hopped up on it. I only hopped up on it because he was allowing, there was maybe 2 or 3 trans women up there, but then there was a bunch of gays and a couple of fish. And there was this one gay up there that was going on and on about how trans people do this. This is what trans people do. It's been proven, and started giving all this fake information and all this kind of stuff. So I was kind of upset that, because that's kind of what they were making the whole thing about. So I kind of got there and was like, no, this is not a trans people thing. Y'all do realize we live in a country where the president and his whole administration are covering up a list of rich pedophiles that y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all do. And when I said that, he kicked me off the panel. There was a trans woman who was sitting up there who said, bring her back up, bring Mika, why she leave? Bring Mika back up. So he brought me back up. I sat there quietly because I knew that I don't like this Deal Whisper thing already. So I'm just, Mm-hmm. So then they said something about, well, yeah, the problem is, he said, the problem is, y'all know that Sidney Starr is one of y'all pillars in y'all community, or one of y'all's spokespeople, or some representatives or something he gave. And y'all, and it's like y'all are too silent about it. I said, no. I said, I don't know what makes you think anybody's being silent. I said, we've been going at it. We've been, especially in all the trans groups I'm in, they've been lighting Sidney up about this shit and lighting her up about this shit. I said, well, we get on her shit about all the time, but amongst us, we ain't got to, you know what I'm saying? Well, y'all talk about, you say y'all get on each other's and so what did he say? Y'all get on each other's and behind closed doors, and y'all do it to each other. I mean, y'all do it to her behind closed doors or whatever. We don't hear it. I see a bunch of y'all trying to make excuses for her. I was like, girl, there ain't nobody trying to make excuses.
I feel like the reason why these conversations have to happen amongst us is because we in a whole different fight right now to where we losing and getting our ass kicked.
Yes.
We can't pay too much attention to nothing negative that's happening in our community out loud in public. Because every little thing, if a trans woman go out there and kick a car, it's going viral, and it's going to get trans women around her kicking cars. Watch your cars. If you see a trans woman, move your goddamn car because she going to kick.
Yep.
We're just not in a space right now to where we can openly go against one of our sisters, even when they're wrong. We can't go against our sisters right now. Even when they're wrong, we have to have everybody on board fighting for our existence and to be able to exist in society, even when they're right or wrong, because it's not enough of us standing up.
As you can see, my posts are not about the fact that she did it. My posts are about the fact that y'all ignorant motherfuckers have watched people do this in this country for decades. Have said things like free R. Kelly, knowing this man done pissed on a baby with video. Y'all have said this shit to me, Black community, y'all said this shit to me. And now that a trans woman has done something, now all of a sudden, this is what we've been telling y'all about trans people. No, what was you telling us about Trump? What was you telling us about R. Kelly? What was you telling us
about uncles that done been in the house?
About y'all uncles? About this pastor? This ain't the first pastor that's been outed about being somebody's. What's happening there?
So-called uncles and these daddies and stuff that's touching these girls that y'all know of. Even y'all are doing it, but because y'all have this agenda, and this is what I'm saying to you, Shay, because this agenda is these people are fighting this agenda that we shouldn't have the rights to exist with freedom. We shouldn't have the right to exist. That these people are dragging this out. It ain't got nothing to do with no Sidney Starr. It ain't got nothing to do with whatever. It just goes. it just goes with the agenda that they're trying to push that we shouldn't be existing. So Sidney Starr fucked up, bitch. If you get away with it and you're done, and we need to tag that ass when you get done. But in publicly, we gotta be unified. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
yeah, y'all want to hear about it because y'all want to hear anything wrong because DL Whisper, bitch, you don't want us to exist neither.
Bitch, I got off the panel because he started talking about we delusional because we just ignore biology. I was like, what are you talking about, child? Ain't about the girl. I didn't want to
Even
argue with
if,
her.
even if we is delusional, bitch, it ain't stopping you from living your best life. It ain't
Girl,
stopping nothing. You got nothing going on. So why are you worried about our delusion?
what really pissed me off was the fact that so many other gays were on that panel with that
And,
same mentality.
and
I
that's
thought,
what pisses me off because it's not it's outside. Even though it is, I can't focus on what's going on because then people gonna think what they want to think. But within our own community, it's problematic. And not
yeah,
even
Yes.
I can't even think about the gays right now because watching how many trans people have to feel like they have to speak up on it, even Shay, what was just done to me this past weekend.
Yeah.
Our community is fucked up, and DL Whisper ain't fucking wrong. We are delusional as fuck because we'll use our imagination just like a 13-year-old and create a storyline about a bitch we know nothing about just because we don't want to see a bitch surviving and being successful. Because for some reason, another person's success means that you, uh, the way that
It threatens your success. It threatens their level.
if
you're gonna
somebody
have
else
to
is a
you're
girl,
gonna have to
they're
explain that to me later.
if someone else is that girl, it gets in the way of you being that girl or that guy. It should not be like that.
Right.
You're gonna have to give me that story later.
Like I'm that girl, Shay, you that girl, Miko, you that girl. All of us is that girl in our own way. But because our community is made to go against each other and compete with each other, because even when it comes to resources, existence, who the prettiest girl and stuff, we are conditioned to believe that we have to compete with each other. We continue to
Mm-hmm.
pull each other down because you're not supposed to get farther along than I am. Because if you're farther along, that means I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, you know?
And it should and what's sad is it should really be the opposite. Like when you see a girl who's made it or on TV or whatever, that should let you know that you're next in line, that you have the power too. That's how I take it. When I see y'all doing well, girl, I can do the
Mhm.
same thing. I just need to work harder and focus the way you did. So it just depends on your mindset and your perspective of life.
Real
And like I said
quickly,
earlier, our community it comes with a lot of trauma. We have to figure out who we are first, and then go against everything everyone else is telling us. It's a lot of trauma there, and so you
re-
can't expect trans women to come out of this clean on a clean white slate. Like it's really difficult to meet a trans woman who's got her stuff together mentally. Everything just checks off because we got insecurities.
Mhm.
real quick, Island Browning 2299. Hey baby, thank you for joining us. She says, I agree they're using every excuse to lump one group as a whole when one person does something wrong. It's a phobia, period. I agree. It's nothing, it has nothing. This, because of all the pedophilia that goes on in the country, I absolutely agree that what their drama or their rage about Sidney Starr is now, it has nothing to do with pedophilia and everything to do with transphobia, because there are too many pedophiles right now in public view that need to be shamed, that some of y'all are still rallying behind. There were the 20-year-old, there were actually people in Memphis and I guess his family that the 20-year-old caught under the 13-year-old's bed. There were people making posts that had Fish angry. It was people making posts saying that this boy didn't deserve to die. He deserved to, you know what I'm saying, and justice for this child and all this. Yeah, he had a family and all that, but the boy was looking at 13-year-old girls. The boy did go and see a 13-year-old girl in the middle of the night. And he was 20 years old. He knew better. So, but we have people on both sides of the aisle. We always have. We have people always trying to protect the pedophile. But when it comes to Sidney Starr, because of all their latent transphobia anyway, there is no double side. It's trans people are bad. All of y'all are bad. All of y'all did this. All of y'all are bad. That is what they're doing to us, because every chance they get to nibble at something that any trans person has done wrong, it's all of us. Even when Caitlyn Jenner would fuck up, they put it on all of us.
Mhm.
That's true. And we still haven't released the Epstein files. And Trump's name is in there 1,000 times. And
A lot of them rich motherfuckers' names is in there. A lot of them.
It's just crazy.
but we're the problem.
It's just crazy that we live in a world with so many people that hate us
Well, people
and know,
hate, people
know
fear.
nothing
Actually, I
about
think
us.
it's more. I think people fear us because they don't get it. They don't completely understand it. It's naturally to fear something that you don't understand. That's just natural. Like if you're in the dark and you don't know what's going on, you're scared because you're in the dark. And so that's why it's important for us. We play a role in this. We got to step up and we got to be more everywhere, everything, doing positive things and making sure we show up as functioning, successful members of society.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do that more to counteract this. And by the way, I want to mention, do y'all know that new movie that just came out, The Odyssey, has a trans person as a lead, and no one's really leaning into that?
He's not Elliot Page is not a lead. He has a quick, because I've already seen the movie. He has a quick part in there. It's an important part, but it's a quick part. He's not a lead though. But he's one of the reasons why the MAGA and the right and the conservative and all that were calling for boycotts of the movie, because Lupita Nyong'o played Helen of Troy, and they thought that Elliot Page was going to play Achilles, and Achilles is one of the mythical heroes and all that, but that's not who he played. He played this other little soldier, this random soldier that just came back as a ghost. But they swore that the movie was going to be terrible because they made it woke for casting him in that role, and they made it woke for casting Lupita Nyong'o in that role.
And these are mythical characters, right?
Mythical characters, girl.
Like cartoons or something.
Girl. Fake shit, girl.
Yeah, but the fact is, we are showing up, but we have to keep doing that and being there and being normalized. Because the thing is, so it just, for me, this whole thing reiterates the fact that we are still not normalized. We have not done enough to make sure that people realize that we are just like you. We are your cousins and your sisters and your aunts.
But here's the question, though.
Or even if we're not like them, we still deserve the right to exist in society.
But we've proven,
it's about the respect. We're just like them in the sense we deserve respect.
But we've proven. Let me say something. Since the 80s, we have come into trans women doctors, trans women lawyers. Just within the Obama administration, now we have transgender White House representatives. Yeah. What more do we need to do to normalize ourselves?
I think that there's still a missing element.
Now we even have transgender Republicans and conservatives. We have entered in all facets of life at this point.
Not yet. We're still not there yet.
The only thing we can't get past.
Where's the trans sitcom celebrating our joy and the
only thing we haven't conquered is this ridiculousness about God, as if trans people cannot somehow be connected to God or religion because we're trans. That's the one thing that we have yet to challenge, because they still use religion to defy us. They still use God against us, as if that's possible. They don't want to recognize that we are a natural state of being. They want to think that we are something that is unnatural and of the devil. And that's something that we can't just automatically change, no matter how many facets of ourselves that we show them, because we've shown them the poor, the rich, the wild, the tame, the passable, the not so passable, the intelligent.
We just started all this. Like, it does take
a while. We didn't just start all this.
It takes a while. It takes longer than maybe a few years or one president. It takes a while for society to change. Evolution doesn't happen overnight. That's why we have to keep showing up.
Do you know how many girls have been doing this for years and living in stealth?
Do you know how many girls have since the 80s, since Stonewall and all that kind of shit, bitch? Do you know how many years ago that was?
But yet and still, they haven't got it yet. So
exactly. Exactly. What more? The question is, bitch, after all that time and after all that we've accomplished, trans women have come up with inventions. Trans women have entered the music, the entertainment. They have gotten away with being epically passable and have achieved certain strides in sports, have done all kinds. We have become White House representatives. We have run for governors and offices. We have now become lawyers, physicians,
You're
girl.
talking about accolades. You're talking about accolades.
Yes, girl, because you said that we need to enter every facet, show them that we're more. We've shown them that we're everything they can be. What more
But
can we
there's
show
more
them?
than just accomplishments. We have to be normal people to
But
them.
but how do you normalize yourself to people who don't want to see it
That
as
means that
normal?
means interact. That means interacting, being in their circles, being
Okay.
recognized as an
But
individual.
but even when that happens, even when they know you're normal, they still recognize what the hell is happening.
I don't
Is
know, but
somebody
baby,
trying to get
all these
in?
look like some freaks.
I don't
Oh,
know. I
that's
feel like
Chloe.
we each have the power to
No,
change
that's
the
Dante.
group of
That's
people
Dante
around
and
us.
Sydney. That's us in
That,
Atlanta.
that's Chewy too. Wait, is that Chewy?
No, that's Maine, Robert, Dante, Sydney, and me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Q. Post it on your Facebook page. Just to
No,
make
I
your
won't.
story.
Hell no.
I just feel like
They-
we all have influence on the circle around us and the impressions that we make when we're at the gas station, at the restaurant, with the waiters,
Uh-huh.
with every the people that we interact with. We make an impression, and I think that that's what I'm speaking on. How do you move in your life? This is bigger than just this group and this conversation. For the girls, we need to move in a certain way that demands respect and encourages people to see us. And I think that all of us in this group, we do a good job at doing that. But there's inconsistencies in our community.
got like, girl, T.S. Madison did that starter house, uh, and that's just like what you had with
House of, House of Rebirth.
the House of Rebirth.
Uh,
It's the same thing because I was watching a girl who was like who was on live the other day. And she was basically saying, "Yeah, bitch, I stay in the starter house," and it reminded me of Baby Mama. It reminded me of Baby Mama. You remember Baby Mama?
Uh-huh.
And she was like, "Yeah, I stay in the starter house. Yeah, I stay in a 7 bedroom, six bathroom, 3 story house." Like, you know, she was like flexing, like she was like, "Bitch, I'm not fucked up about it, bitch." Like that's you're not hurting my feelings because I guess people was like trying to talk about her, saying that like, you know, I guess they were trying to say it in like a condescending way, but she was like, "Bitch, like I'm fat, bitch. Like I stay in T.S. Madison house or whatever." And I guess it's all about like how you look at it, like, cause she was like, "Bitch, she gonna have to put me out." She basically said T.S. Madison gonna have to put me out in order for me to leave.
Yeah. But there goes because look how many people that naturally just owns a home like that, and how they have like the support and the backer and everything. When we get in these streets and we come out as trans individuals, we be starting all over like kids in the wildlife, like being
Uh-huh.
released like raised by wolves and stuff. We don't know. We don't have their family support to say, "Hey, focus on your taxes. If you do this wrong," we make so many mistakes before we finally get it right.
yep.
But the fact that we are getting it right with so less tools and so many things, that's what Miko is saying. That like we are telling y'all, like we are more than capable. We're more than capable. But
We've
to a
shown it.
society, don't give a damn about it. Nothing we're talking about because I feel like the reason why society don't want us to exist freely is because they have enjoyed for so many years keeping us a secret and we're being their secret.
You know what else? We also have to normalize. We also have to normalize people. Like when you took me to that conference, I felt so out of place. And I told you, I was like, bitch, I feel like I didn't belong in the room. I had never been around so many trans women that were so smart, intellectual, went to college, like had a good head on their shoulder. I had never experienced that before in my life. And it took me really really fast because I was like, bitch, I don't belong in this room with these people because I don't understand what they're talking about. I don't get it. I'm a little bit more on the wild side, but even what's her name? Donna, is that her name? Donna,
Mhm. Auntie Donna.
I was gagging when we went to your the last conference, and she knew who I was, and she remembered my name and everything, and she was like, "Bitch, I saw you on Chasing Dallas, and this is that and other," and I was like, "Really?" She was like, "Yeah, I know who you is, Miss Chloe," and it really gave because I was like, "Bitch, like I felt like I didn't belong in a room with her, like because she has so much wisdom and so much power in how she talks and everything." And I just was like, "Bitch, like, ooh, yeah."
So to like when it comes to Auntie Donna and Sharon and all them, Latricia and all those older girls, to me they're like our grandmothers. Like when
Hmm.
kids are young and they have like even like Lachey and stuff. All of them are like our great grandmothers and stuff.
What?
The fuck is Miss Thing?
You
I'm
know,
Beyonce.
What?
I'm the
I'm
same
just
age as
saying
Beyonce.
because no, I'm just saying because like when I say grandmas, I mean because of your experience. Because I think you are very established. You know, I think you're when I brag about you,
Poker
I
always
don't
says
you
that
don't
you
really.
You
are one of
playing
the
games.
finest.
You
I
playing
always
games.
no,
She
I
playing
swear to
games.
God, I brag about you down. I
She
say
does. She does.
she didn't get in a bitch and she want to be a blonde, but
But she
Shay
got the most
really is
money.
one of the smartest bitches I know and financially stable. And I wish I can get financially stable like her because the bitches think I'm rich.
We
Mhm.
working on it. We working on it.
We don't get there. My money's in circulation, but I like to brag about you because sometimes we don't take advantage and appreciate the people we have access to.
Hmm.
And like even like me walking into a space, I'm not that much older, but I don't overcame a lot of things a lot of people would break from. And me being in the space, that's an opportunity for you to learn from somebody that's been through something you're probably currently going through. And so a lot of times we skip that because we're, oh, she old and she an old queen. She don't know. Bitch, everybody want to get old, I hope. She don't know
It's
and stuff,
a
but when
blessing.
we see our older generation or people that have been in the game a little longer, that's what I thought our community families was about. And you know, the houses and all that. That's what I thought it was about being in a community of people that you can pour from, you can teach and all that stuff. But what's going on with our community now? That shit does say if you popular, you can have 50 kids.
They lost the plot.
And before your kids get what they need from you look around, bitch, you great grandmama, because they done got kids and they kids done got kids.
Mhm.
And all of them want to be up under you because you done became established and they think you're this and don't put you on this thing. And when you do one thing wrong, all that shit goes away. And here they are turning around, turning down to one person that's fighting for everybody motherfucking rights.
Ooh, sound like me.
And then you stuck with one person, you not knowing what to do with situations like Sidney Starr happened because you ain't got that one person about it because you done told the bitch down. And nobody know how to get together, unify, and be in fight mode. Hey, it's different women like this. No, the person that was a good example, y'all don't told the fuck down.
But
And we just
you know what? Just to kind of go back on this, Sydney, I'm thinking about, when it comes to court is all about what can you prove. If they don't have any medical doctor or anything other than this young man's word, I don't think that this is going to go anywhere.
I hear what you're saying, but I know what we are today, and I don't give a fuck about medical nothing. If they wanted to go through and they don't have no proof, they're gonna push it through, and it ain't got nothing to do with the goddamn case. That's what
No,
I'm
no.
saying.
The law requires evidence.
I'm gonna tell you something about the politic game, because
They not
I
arresting
want
you if it ain't got
I
no
want
evidence.
to when them politics and the right people in the room, if they fighting against an agenda, they don't give a damn what you do. Because one thing about
Sister,
them
you
is
cannot
always,
just pick up
I
the
heard,
phone and say, I got raped, and you don't have any proof. You can't
you
just
don't,
do that.
you don't think so?
You can't. I'm just going to pick up the phone
You
and
don't
say,
think
oh,
so?
this tranny just raped me.
You
And
don't think
okay,
so?
let me see your booty hole. Let me
Do you
see.
know how
Where's
many?
where's
Do you
the
know how
cement?
many black men again are still in the who by white women who said they were raped by these men?
But they had to have evidence.
No, ma'am.
I beg to differ.
If you dealing with a judge that has his own religion beliefs or anything like that, it don't matter what you say and how you prove that you are innocent. Because of what that man believes or woman believes, they will go against everything everybody on that panel says.
Or or
I
because of what the
respectfully
police,
disagree. I
or because of
respectfully
what that
disagree.
cat,
I
or
believe that the court system is for a reason. You have to have evidence.
no. Let me tell you
Girl,
this.
we got
You
Trump as president, and he ain't no
you can
failure.
say that, but right now in this country, with racism amped up to the maximum, that's how you get cases like Kyle Rittenhouse, this white boy who went into a crowd with an AR K-47, ended up killing a person, an unarmed person, and he got off with self-defense. Then
Okay.
down here, Carmelo Anthony, two big bully ass white boys come get in his face. He ends up stabbing one of them and he gets 35 years sentence. They will judge you based on how they want to and based on how the community comes together. Because let me tell you something, just like in this Nolan Will case, you see the whole community. The boy, one of the white boys' mama was a judge. The other white boy's daddy knew one of the senators and the governor and all that of Mississippi. All them white folks going out of their way to cover up the death of this black boy. They are all going out of their way to do this. So when a community comes together, a racist community comes together and decides that somebody is innocent, they will make them innocent. If they come together and decide that somebody is guilty, they will make them guilty. Damn the evidence. That's why Ben Crump had to come in and stop this shit.
And I hear you saying you are innocent until proven guilty unless you trans, unless you black, because no matter what they say, innocent until proven guilty, when you have those targets on your back, you are guilty until proven innocent.
But these are allegations, which means that's what somebody said. And until your allegations are proven, you have to prove what you're alleging. And if you can't prove that, then it's your word against my word.
I wish that was so true, because that's the way it's supposed to be, but that's not the way things are moving now.
Well,
if they want her as an example,
but that's how the justice system is based.
If the city,
and when you don't follow those guidelines, then you have reason to appeal.
If
based
the
on
city,
those guidelines not being followed.
If the city decide that an example needs to be made out of Sidney Starr because she's trans, money will get thrown so that she will be made an example. That means that evidence will automatically appear.
Chloe, your phone.
Things will automatically disappear. Things that prove her innocence. You need to understand that money is more powerful than the law. And when powerful people get involved that want to set an example on somebody, they get involved and they make that person an example.
I'm just saying, I think that I know in terms of men and women, it is a little different. It's a little more difficult to prove that a male was sexually assaulted because of the burden of proof.
Unless it's a trans person.
But then they still have to prove that oral was given and it was an offense. Like you can't just say it. She should, unless she admits it. If she admitted it, then it's over.
On paper,
she denies that.
Right. I agree with everything you're saying. On paper, you are right.
On paper,
I you where the world is today. None of that even fucking matters now.
No, Miko gave some good examples. Those were actually really good examples. Although Carmelo Anthony, what happened with him? That's getting appealed because they didn't follow the guidelines. So I don't know if that second one applies.
You're right.
That Wittenhouse, the way he walked in there and just shot everybody up and got away with that.
But you see how a white boy is treated as compared to how a black boy is treated. Because they treated black boy, and that's what I'm saying. And in the Carmelo Anthony situation, you saw first of all, the judge was in cahoots with Metcalf. They all had high connections. Of course, there's two different people with high connections and money to rally around the situation and get things done. That's why it has to be appealed, because now they're seeing all the crooked shit that was done to get people in cahoots with each other. Just like that a fund that Metcalf created for all the boys that testified, because of course he had to pay them off for lying on the stand.
Read what's circled in red.
But yeah, I was thinking that
was advised of her Miranda rights, I guess, confessed to performing oral sex sodomy on the victim's penis and stated that it was consensual. Sorry, 13-year-olds cannot give you consent.
So she sat on the boy dick and she sucked it.
And she says it was consensual.
She admitted to having sodomy with the man, so there is no burden of proof right there. She admitted
she don't need it. It's right here.
Dingy ass bitch. You don't like. She might have had a case.
I don't mean to laugh, but
no, they scared her into.
You think she was coerced into saying that?
She didn't turn around and had an interview with TMZ through the jail phone and told them that she told them she had nothing to do with it. She was gonna fight till the wheels fall off. I said, girl, now you might have been able to if you would have shut up.
The part she's trying to fight is that he lied about his age.
Oh,
She ain't denying that she slept with the boy. She ain't denying that she sucked his dick. But that's why it's in there. But as you can see, she said he gave consent because she thought, or her
innocent time.
clapback is going to be, she thought he was of age. He lied about his age.
Right.
I would be really curious to know in terms of the law, if someone doesn't tell their age,
This is in Atlanta.
because this is a bigger subject. Even for us, like we could leave. You could be a guy at the grocery store and bring him home and don't even know. This could happen to any of us. We all bring people home. We all do the situations and no one's pulling IDs out. So this is kind of scary because no one's pulling an ID out, and then now I'm in jail because I didn't ask some questions. But no one asks questions. No one comes out and says, "Hey, this is me and this is all my stuff." At the beginning of a conversation, like,
can I ask you a question?
Especially on a booty call. We're talking about a booty call, y'all.
But let me ask you a question though, because you've seen as many men as I've seen.
Yeah.
How many
Do you have to see that my chart?
13-year-old children have you seen that you couldn't tell was at least
I'm gonna be
very
honest with
young?
y'all. I've had a lot of like young 18-year-olds, kids right out of high school, just graduated and type shit like that, and they look young, hella young, right?
How did you know they had just graduated?
They told me, we had a conversation, but yeah,
They told you.
18-year-olds.
That's scary because
and you're
even if that
children.
question is coming up instantly as an adult, especially someone our age, that would be bagged away from.
What are you saying?
Even if that question is coming up, that I'm having to ask you, how old are you? Instantly in my head, that would be like, however old this motherfucker is. But not everybody. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because some people just have that mindset to where they freaks and just want to screw on anything. But as somebody that is adult and don't want to mess with no kids or nobody that young, instantly, if I'm asking how old you is, you're not old enough, or you don't even look old enough, and it's really gonna turn me off.
True. And if I'm somebody who knows that I like younger looking men, but I like them to be adults, if you 18, you got some kind of something to show me that you're 18. I would ask for that.
And then we should normalize not asking people for stuff, because now these days there's so much going on in the world. Normalize and not asking for ID, not for my choice and all this stuff. We need to start getting in our head because of situations like this. Now, if you about to have sex with somebody, let me see your macho. When the last time you got sex?
And that's just everything.
I'm just saying, if that's, even if not that my ID, where do you live? Like, bitch, what's your social security number?
Who you live with?
I just think it'd be better if we could all be authentic and be real. Because I know when you got that crown in you, Pocahontas, when you got that crown in you, and you saying, "Come on, baby,"
I ain't gonna be sitting around. I ain't gonna be.
You ain't ask nobody for no IDs.
I don't care if I got crown in me or not. If my eyes is open, I'm not sitting around having no conversation with nobody that look like a college student.
I gotta be honest though. I gotta be honest. I had a situation. Okay, I used to be really, really dumb. When this whole my chart thing first came out, I used to think that anybody that had a my chart had the shit or whatever. It wasn't until here recently that I realized that, bitch, no, everybody that goes to these doctors nowadays, like if you go to the hospital, everybody has the my chart. I used to think that, okay, if you have my chart, you got the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like that was just my.
Well, I'm even dumber than you, because when I was younger, I thought everybody light skinned that had the shit.
Well, I thought everybody that name started with a P had the shit.
I can be both of y'all. I thought because I knew in my mind that I was gay, that I had it.
But that's what we're taught. That's what we're taught. When I was younger, my gay cousin died from complications of HIV. He was light skinned. From that time since, I had, well, until I grew up and started learning more about everything, I had convinced myself if you were gay and light skinned, that you was HIV positive, and if you had a certain smell, I knew in my head I didn't even have to test you nothing that you were positive.
Bitch, I went through like terrified for about 2 years terrified to drink off stuff, terrified because at that point I had knowledge that I was gay, and I knew in my mind that something was wrong with me, that I had a disease because I was gay. And here I am, 12, 13. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 19. But
So
here I
Chloe,
am
what were
at
you?
12 and 13 thinking that I had HIV because I knew at that point
You
that I was
have
gay.
something, you don't mean something's wrong with you. But I'm
What
just
was you
saying,
asking? What was my point of bringing it up?
Yeah, what was your?
Oh no, I just felt like when she was talking about normalizing and bringing asking people for their my charts and stuff like that. Like I just thought back in the day, I really felt like that was a thing. Like I didn't know until my mama told me that she had a my chart, and I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, bitch, everybody got a my chart. Like bitch, like women have my charts. It's just
because
a
we don't be feeling, because of the stigma that's already on us in the community, we don't feel comfortable having these conversations. We'll spend more time talking about Sidney Starr and her fucked up mindset
Uh,
than talking about how important it is to go to the doctor to get a my chart so you can know what's going on with your body. So
because
that's not.
all of my chart is to keep you up with your appointments, if you're on medications or anything like that. It's just a medical. It's the new medical form for keeping up with your appointments and shit like that, bitch. Everybody got one. If you don't got one, bitch, that's a problem.
Get one. Yeah, you need to get one. And that doesn't mean nothing is wrong with you. But we don't have these conversations amongst each other.
Wait, do they give kids my charts these days?
I just think it's a little unrealistic. I mean, I would like us. It'd be nice if we could keep it real. When you're meeting somebody, and let's like, it's just a promiscuous, like a little fling. It's a fling. You ain't asking. Sometimes you don't ask names. Sometimes you don't even care. You just trying to have a little fun.
But when you mentally where you need to be, it's important. And I heard that realistically, it does not happen. But we need to change what realistic look like.
yeah.
We need to make it to where if we're going home with somebody, I don't give a fuck if it's a date or not. We need to be asking questions. We need to
That's
ask.
a good point.
It's not realistic right now, but we need to move to a space to where we're asking for IDs and we're asking what's on your my chart. We're asking where do you stay, and if something was to happen in the midst of us having sex, because I don't been having sex with somebody, they done broke out into a seizure. I don't know nothing about this person. Who is your emergency contact? But we need to normalize this type of shit instead of settling with it. I
You
got
got
random.
you got him having a seizure, huh, girl?
No, Shay, no. But I actually had a situation recently where I fell out and I passed out, bitch, coming up the third flight of stairs, bitch. And when I got to the third flight, bitch, I laid on my bed and I was like out of there shaking. And the man stood over me and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, give me a second, give me a second." When I finally caught my breath, girl, he still wanted to fuck, girl. I was like, "Girl."
Nigga, you gonna finish the session or not?
God damn, bitch.
Like,
No,
what we come all the way up here for?
right, bitch, that's why I stopped coming to the third floor.
Yes, I get my money worth.
I just do it on the second floor, bitch, because the third floor, bitch, I'm out of there. You already know my breathing bad.
We need to normalize doing the right things because right now we not in a space because little shit like this can happen. And Sydney might not have known. In your case, for what you're saying, Shay, she might not have known this baby. She could have been fucked up or whatever the case may be. She might not have known, but because we're so used to not asking questions and just being freaks and just wanting to get our rocks off and turn trade out and stuff, we have normalized not asking a question. That's why she's in this predicament.
Let me
I think
also say this.
She knew she was wrong though when she offered money.
But let me also say
but
this.
that's not, you don't know if that's true.
When people like us who grew up doing this to older men, knowing that we tricked older men, knowing that we lied and pretended and tried to make ourselves seem older than we were to get older men, with that knowledge in mind of your own past, you should be more aware of when you're dealing with children now, because you know what you used to do. So you know what's possible. You know what it's possible that these children are doing. And when you recognize somebody that looks that young to where you have to ask, then you should automatically think in your mind, oh, he's probably too young.
What about this, y'all? Y'all know how, I mean, I don't know if y'all feel the same, but I remember the girls would be really pressed about, like, I was the first one to have him. I was his first. Like, that's a big deal in our community. Like,
so when you
being the first one to get him.
When you get older, you have to go younger because the older guys now that's trans attractive and out
fully experienced.
they full experience and that don't give you that rush of being done turned out somebody. So you have to dig young.
Girl, it's okay because
And,
I didn't date
and,
somebody. I
and
didn't
saying
somebody Miko
everything you
dated.
said.
I didn't date somebody that he said Miko was his first bitch back in 1996, bitch in Carrollton, girl. And I said, girl, I said, bitch, shut up.
Somebody
Ah!
lied to you.
Bitch, he said 1996 he gave it to. I said,
1996,
bitch.
bitch.
I wasn't even out of high school. I
Yes,
didn't graduate till
Miko.
97, and I
I
didn't lose
swear.
my virginity
I'm
till a
giving you a
year
hard
after
time.
that.
I'm giving you a hard time, Miko.
I was about to say, bitch, somebody have lied to you,
Since
bitch.
the
Don't you need to
90s,
let no
Miss
folk
Miko
lie to
been
you like
changing.
that.
I believe you because
I
then
don't
she
know
said
about.
you started sucking dick at 5.
Yeah, I didn't lose my. You said what? Who sucked dick at 5?
What you say? You started sucking dick at 5 or something? What you say
No, I
earlier?
said I licked my first ass at 5, but no, I ain't
Okay,
no
well then
sucking
maybe
my
that's the first. Maybe you turned at 5.
Girl.
97. I believe you, Chloe. Nah, but and in the conversation I had, we all are going with she did not know. But I have a close friend that was intentionally going after young folks. I'm talking about showing up to the high schools and just really like in their head was so fucked up that they wanted to be with young people. So we're taking it and trying to not even really defend her.
Understand the
Well,
situation.
there you go. Thank you, sister. Understand the situation because in our head, we're convinced that we're going with she didn't know his age. But in reality, we have individuals, just like in any other population of people, we have individuals that intentionally are fucked up in the head and want to
Uh-huh.
go after kids.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So we can go with either sides, but either way, it's fucked up. But what if this person is going after kids? Because the person I'm talking about was actually going for kids.
Now, from what I've heard, and this has yet to be verified for me. Like I said, I could only verify the OnlyFans thing because I know for a fact OnlyFans ain't gonna let her post no pictures, no videos, or pictures of no young boys. But they, like I said, the girls came and corrected me promptly and said, "No, that's not OnlyFans, honey. That's Twitter." And up and down her Twitter stream, apparently she has a bunch of young-looking boys on some of these videos. So
And she
clearly,
do.
her taste is towards younger-looking men.
Mhm.
People like what they like, but yeah, that's gonna get that. That's why she in this
But that's
situation.
not. But people like what they like. It's not a good thing to say because that's like saying R. Kelly liked what he liked. He liked to piss on teenage
No,
girls.
sometimes some girls
And
like
some
like
girls
like
love
younger
it.
guys. So, okay, you may
Some
like a
girls
younger
like to
guy.
put it on, but that doesn't make it less sick.
On
It's
teenage
just that
girls, yes.
you're
So
playing
even
with
if you're a
fire. I'm just
teenager,
saying you're playing with
still.
fire. When you like young guys, you playing with fire. That's all.
I just think amongst whether it's we all know it's wrong, but I think with the generation that's coming behind, these are moments where you can teach each other how everything you do because we're looked down on and we have this target on our back. These are teachable opportunities.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so not dismissing what she did, checking what she did, explaining that we know it's wrong and how it's wrong, but also using it as an opportunity to show how episodes and decisions that you make for yourself affects the whole community as a whole is even more important in these moments.
She couldn't have never thought that this would get to this point. She thought she was just having a little fling.
Sydney, from what I know about her and my experience with her, I don't think she ever thinks.
I understand what you're saying.
She's being the bitch.
Is she that dizzy? I
Oh
did.
my
She one of them kind of girls.
That's
But
how
she
she came across on Love and Hip Hop the
came to
whole
my house.
time.
She was walking around bouncing a beach ball, and it was wintertime. Just bouncing. I was just like, bitch, what's wrong with her?
She just do silly shit.
She was just like, I mean, just stir. And but she cool people, but she was just like, real. I met her with Dante too, Dante and Sonya, but she was just like real. So when I seen the story, I wasn't surprised of it, because I wasn't surprised, but when I started thinking about it, I was like, damn, this might be on her, but what does it look like me when I walk
Ooh, the echo.
what does this look like when I'm walking around with my 13-year-old nephew that I raised? And this storyline is going through because automatically Spot out once a clock trans woman. I'm walking with my nephew that I'm raising that never ever crossed my mind to touch.
I
What does
really
this?
wish we could see the young man because I just want to know because that would give some context. Was he 6 feet tall?
They're
Is he
not gonna
five? Is
tell.
he five
They're
11?
not gonna tell this child.
Is he muscular? Like what is the T?
It don't even matter.
He's muscular because he was down there for a football competition. Apparently, he
That
was one
see
of the
what I'm
stars
saying,
of the football.
y'all?
But
The lines get blurry. Black boys, little
It
black
don't
boys
get
look
that
like
blurry.
adults.
it's a junior
Sister,
football league.
you scaring me, sister.
These are children.
Huh?
You scaring me.
It's a junior
Have you never
football league,
seen?
bitch. These
Have
are
you never
children.
seen a 16-year-old that looks like an adult?
Not let me tell you something. I've seen a 16-year-old that started growing hair and he looked like he was about to graduate, but I ain't never in my life seen a 13-year-old that looks like an adult. Never.
No, not 13. No.
Not once. Even the ones that get a growth spurt and start putting on a little muscle, they still do not look like no fucking adults.
25, 26, playing around with somebody that look a little younger, maybe so. But bitch, Sydney up there with us.
Yeah, she 40.
Yeah, all that baby leave them 20s alone. That's too close for comfort. Nah, and if you like to do what you want to do, but then be mindful when you playing around like that, you need to ask questions.
Let me put y'all in the mindset. She's 40 years old. She still stay with her mama in her mama basement in Chicago. So she's not all the way there.
Girl, because she
She
stay
might
with
be
her mom.
comfortable living with her mama though. That might just
Bitch,
work
she
out
stay
for
with
her.
her mama in her basement, bitch, and got all this money from all these goddamn TV shows. Girl, that's the problem. You still don't even got a car. That's the problem.
You'll be surprised. You think you get a lot of money from TV shows. You don't be.
Yeah, you ain't getting that much.
Nuh-uh.
Especially when you come in as a trans woman, they feel like it's a benefit to even have you on the
Girl,
show.
I done seen her text with
That's
her.
why
Girl,
she
she
trying
was
to keep
credited.
this sexual content thing going because everything else done dried up. She
I
she
mean,
tried
hell,
to
she was having with the Hakeem boy from Empire.
yeah, that's what she every all of her clout selections have dried up. So
Yeah.
now she's pulling off on her name using sexual content because people gonna pay to see Sidney Starr get freaky and do some shit. So
That's just porn.
It's sad.
And who wants to be with some old ass men? It's just the way. It's just we in a fucked up situation right now.
Mm-hmm.
You have to when you aging out and stuff. That's why it's important that when you do get involved in sex work and stuff, you have to be mindful of the 401ks, paying into 401ks and all that different type of shit because you age out. And you have to revert back to these younger men. Don't nobody want to watch no men your age. Who want to watch the old
what?
stuff? You have to look more hot and more sexy and relatable. And because it's the younger generation watch. No, I'm not gonna just say that because it's older people watching porn too. But ain't nobody watching no 50-year-old man. And if they is watching,
So one of the biggest things that I keep hearing is if y'all gonna hold City Star accountable or try to hold her feet to the fire, why don't y'all hold these men that in ballroom that are what they call it, grooming these younger kids as they come in the ballroom. Why don't y'all hold these people accountable? That's the big conversation because y'all they sit here and talk about it on Petty Mondays, bitch, and then it be another conversation.
because do you know how many people I have watched these when I'm in the community? Do you know how when a young gay boy come out, all the old queens is on.
Ooh,
They on them.
bitch, they throw their wallets.
You know
Fresh
why?
meat.
But the reason why is because they protect each other. It's a war for them. That's what they do. Baby, they go to free zone. They know these kids in survival mode. They don't just got put out their home. They looking for family. They lost and everything. Come over here. You can be my son. They fucking on them. I done seen all that happen. But the reason why they blasting this right here because it aligns with the agenda that's being pushed.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why they're pushing this out there and sharing it. And community don't give a damn because it's probably, I promise you, some of the gay individuals are some of the men and some of the women, because women rape young men just like men
Yes,
rape
they
young
do.
women. But I bet you some of them have done it, but the reason why it's being pushed like it is and stuff, some of this stuff ain't got nothing even to do with the community. It's the public pushing.
Bitch, do y'all do realize that Boosie, one of these ghetto black motherfuckers' favorite rappers, admitted to the world that he paid a grown woman to molest his 13-year-old son.
That's acceptable. Even if you go to prison as a black man and stuff, they throw you a coming home
That's
party.
acceptable.
You
He
don't care
paid
about
to have his child molested.
That's
society.
crazy.
In this world that we live in, it is taught to protect the black man. They'll stand up and fight when a black man is murdered. He can be a thug, don't kill their, they'll celebrate him when he released from prison from doing wrong, don't rob 40 banks, 40 people, don't kill. They are taught to celebrate black men and protect black men while take anything else. And us as trans individuals, we're problematic to the culture.
Hold on, but y'all want to know the crazy thing is why did they place Sidney Starr in? And I hate to go back to this, but they placed her in a vulnerable population section.
She's in population.
She's in a vulnerable population section.
They didn't put her by herself.
Yes, no, that's what it is. It's for the people that are okay. So vulnerable means high risk.
Okay. I see what you're saying. They put her. Okay, I
Yeah, so
got
they put her by herself or whatever, which that's kind of unheard of, especially in Atlanta, because they really don't give a fuck out there. But I just think that it's crazy that they would put somebody with them type of charges by themselves.
Well, because not only is she trans, but then she's a trans celebrity, and of
Uh,
course that's going to attract a lot of attention in there, and that's
yeah,
going to have a lot, especially for what she's paid, what she's in trouble for. That could attract a lot of negative attention on her, especially if anybody's in there transphobic and already looking for a reason to hurt trans people. And
right.
you know what I'm saying? Here she is, a trans rapist, basically is what they're going to call her, and so, a child molester, and you know what I'm saying. So they have to put her in a vulnerable
Hmm.
population.
I've never
I'd
heard
like
of.
to know. I'd like to know at what point did this hit the fan? Like, okay, because I don't know, because all I remember was like the money started getting offered, and he jumped up and ran out or something.
No, I think it hit the fan whenever he realized she had a penis between her legs, and then he was like, "Oh no, 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 no."
Okay.
And that also could play in effect because bitch, if you was okay, you was down with the shits until, but see, you're still 13 years
Because
old.
here's the thing. She said she sucked and sat on it, which means
She didn't say that. She just said sucked it.
you said gave oral sex and sodomy to his penis.
Okay, I guess it's okay. Okay,
That means she sucked and sat on it.
okay.
So apparently she was doing one of them pussy stunts where she had her panties on and she was sitting there sucking his dick because he still thought he was fucking with a female.
Right.
And then she turned around and tried to do that panty thing and he probably got it in and saw some nuts or something and freaked out and
Yeah,
was like,
It,
what
it
I'm saying?
happens.
He freaked out. Thought, oh no, I thought she was and the
it
whole
does
thing.
happen though, and
And he started
that's what
turning
makes it
around
like
and she was like, oh no, no, and trying to get and she probably didn't trip him or grab it. It probably wasn't like that. She's probably just trying to stop him and trying to calm him down. Is probably what it
Quick
was.
question: I
But
know I've been through that a few times.
oh
One time I was on top of trade riding for my life. He did not know the T till he looked down. Alexa, stop.
Trey came over my house. You remember I told you that? So Trey came on my house, mowed my yard, took my in my head, my voice gets me clocked. In my head,
For sure.
Trey's towel was up. It comes like he looking for a towel and wants to show me his piece. So when he showed me his piece, it's big. There I am sucking it. After I sucked it, he wants to put it in. So now he fucking me from the back. But then he wants to throw my leg back and fuck me in my pussy. I'm
Yes,
thinking
Paul.
clear. Balls. Bitch, that dick went from rock to soft, and he was like, whoa.
Woo.
It happens.
It was so strange because in my head, my voice he don't came from yo, he got to know T.
Right.
And then I remember we never talked about that, and he just did not know what was going on. He was so lost. When I
you
say
got,
that,
you got the kids said the kids gonna tell it.
no, the kids wasn't there.
No, I'm saying the fact that you have kids and I'm sure that they know.
The toys and stuff was around, so yeah,
Right.
maybe so. But
Oh, you got babies?
that motherfucker ran out that door and he was so fucking lost. He was like, say, I didn't know. Well, hold up.
Because
And that
that
sounds
be
like
Trey,
what happened.
that
What
be
happened
Trey,
with
that be
Sydney?
Trey's thing though. They'll be like, how many kids
Well,
you
when
got? I'll be like, bitch ass nigga, stop playing. You know I ain't got no kids.
Nah, when I start knowing things, I put my pistol out, let them know, bitch, fire with fire. But then I
So
had to remember we did not have that conversation. We did not have
so
that
you didn't get his my chart and his ID.
conversation. I thought we was being realistic, fish.
Hmm.
He's probably a
Just
grown
saying,
man.
like
He was a grown man, and I mean he could probably.
y'all was trying to have intercourse and enjoy
Yeah.
yourself.
Well,
And
I
then
wasn't trying to have
but
intercourse. I was trying to get my yard mowed. He wanted to come on my yard and take my trash out. He felt like
yeah,
if
it's
I
a
was somebody he was trying to talk to, that I shouldn't be out there mowing my yard, and he would come on my yard. Don't touch no lawnmower. And if he trying to get at me, and that's what he told me.
hold on. So
And
real quick, you guys. So do y'all think Sydney at the bar or wherever she should be like, okay, Trey, I'm gonna tap my phone, but let me get your ID real quick.
Uh-huh.
She should do it like that real quick.
he felt
Uh-huh.
like he was young.
Hmm.
His
I'm trying to
voice couldn't have
visualize
even
myself.
dropped that much.
You know how it is when you lock eyes with Trey and you have like this moment where y'all it's kind of hot and y'all trying to like get things going. You don't
And
want to interrupt that with, oh, let's talk about HIV.
Yeah, you
Let's
do.
talk about
If it looks too young, yeah, you do.
age and all this other stuff.
And
What
But
is
it's two of them. It was two of them. It was him and his nephew.
if it
and,
looks too young,
and usually when it's two people, when I don't holler at two guys when I see two guys who homies together, I won't because one
Sydney
homie always
bold.
tells the other homie.
Sydney bold. She pussy
And she don't
stuff,
give a fuck.
and she don't get clocked.
Yeah.
Well,
She
she
pussy
needs to get
stuff.
clocked. She needs to get clocked.
She
Getting
did. That's
clocked
why.
is not
Yeah.
getting clocked is not the pinnacle. As a matter of fact, I don't want that. That's not a safe space for me. I'm not safe if I'm not clocked.
Getting clocked sometimes can be safe.
No, it's not. I mean, you don't
I'm
know my
not.
teeth, and
Baby,
I'm
look,
with you.
I need to know what's going on when you first say your name. Hey, anytime you now I got to the point where I'll be like, hey, anytime I get the opportunity, hey, I'm trans.
Yeah, I mean, real quick.
Bitch,
If I think that
I want to
if
dodge any bullet. Bitch, if you don't want to be with me, that means good. Perfect. Move on to the next. You make it. I don't want to waste
'Cause
no
bitch, I
time.
damn sure don't want to be with you.
if it's something where I think I like you, before I decide I'm gonna give you my number or take yours, I'll tell you. Otherwise, I ain't telling you shit. I'm telling. Oh no, thank you. I'm married. Or no, thank you. Get out my
I
face.
like it. I love to see it, bitch. I see it. Where you on your way?
Mm-mm.
I'm a trans woman on the way
I'd
to
be like,
home.
this ain't what you want. I'd be like, this ain't what you want.
I
I'm
don't give
trans on
none of
the way.
that.
Black
I
trans
keep.
woman on the way home. I love to see it. I
I'm
promise
Sabidi
you, it don't
fish.
stop nothing. And men
I'm
respect
married.
you way more. Sometimes they be full of shit and I already be knowing, but men respect you way more when you be honest. And that to me, it just clears out all the bullshit because now, don't play with me like I didn't tell you this.
So
And,
that's
and
the takeaway, really. Out of everything we said, I feel like that's the takeaway. Be yourself, be honest, and say all your T's from the beginning, so that you can get everything out the way from the beginning.
That's
The
only
beginning
for
of the
men who
relationship
I'm
is how the
interested
relationship
in.
is going to go.
That's only for men who I'm interested
the
in. If
takeaway,
I'm not interested in you, ain't no reason for me to tell you my tea.
the
True.
takeaway is start normalizing asking people for information so that you can verify they
That's
are.
what the right start asking for IDs. That is what the takeaway is because clearly
Once
some
you
of us can be
said,
fooled by a pretty face. I ain't never been able to be fooled by no smooth, pretty, young looking face. That is a turnoff to me. You look like a child. But if that's the kind of some things, some girls go for that. But if that's the kind of thing you go for, please understand that you need to be carded unless you're just attracted to children.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if you like children, these are the consequences.
These are the consequences of liking children.
I don't believe in my heart of hearts that she likes children. I don't believe that.
13 is kind
I
of
think that she
young
was
though,
just being a
girl.
horny ass. I mean, it's as simple as
But
that. It's not nothing to analyze. She was just horny and saw a
but
trade.
horny
And she
for
wanted
a
to be the first one to claim him.
13-year-olds don't even look like Trade though, even
That's
when
why
they're
I'd like to see
muscular.
him.
Omar is 13, Shay. Omar's 13.
Hold on, hold on.
Yeah,
Let me go.
but Omar doesn't like Omar. There's 13-year-olds that
Omar,
look like adults.
Omar is
Okay.
13.
What 13-year-old have you seen that look like an adult?
Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta eat
I
boy
won't
beat. I
say
gotta jump
13 year
on.
olds. I won't say
Okay.
13, but like they look
Okay.
older. Okay, I really don't know. I can't really say I've seen a 13-year-old, but
You
Omar
like
is Omar is 13 years old. Omar is 13 years old.
I know. But I'm
So
saying he doesn't really represent. I'm talking about there's different. There's like if you go to Lincoln High School, right? There's gonna be some 13-year-olds that look older.
you have
now
to be 14 to get into Lincoln.
my big nephew is 17, but he don't even look like an adult.
Honestly, I don't got no excuse for it. I'm really trying to figure it out, to be honest.
Stop, because it's looking weird, sister.
Yeah, don't try and
Don't
justify it,
stop,
bitch. If
just
you're
don't put that shit
young,
on me. I'm trying to
Well,
help figure
bitch,
this shit out.
no, but look,
stop it.
ain't no justifying it. She was with a 13-year-old boy
I can't understand that.
and played a pussy stunt with him.
I just don't understand that.
It could
But
have
yeah,
been alcohol. It could have been drugs. It could have been anything. She might have been high. She might not have been paying attention. But whatever it was, it turns out he's a 13-year-old boy.
you just gotta be super extra desperate. That's all. Like, where are you at your life? You ain't got no other trade. I don't understand it.
You think she's Sidney Starr? She shouldn't have a problem
Right
finding
everywhere.
men who
Period.
want to take care of her. She ain't got to pay nothing. Men who want to pay her. Why the hell?
It don't add up.
I don't understand that either. But
It don't add up.
like Pocahontas said, she dumb as hell. She did say.
Simple as that.
All right, y'all. That's the show.
Okay, lesson learned.
We have had a interesting. I hope that this gets a lot of circulation so people can hear a real idea of what trans women who have to live every day as trans women think about this, because a lot of people seem to think that we are rallying behind Sidney Starr, which is not the case. We understand that what she did was absolutely disgusting. We understand that grown folks need to be able to tell the difference between 13-year-old children and adults. We all know this. We're all well aware. Even Shay knows this, even though she was trying to play devil's advocate.
Objective. I'm the objective one in the group.
Yeah,
It's on everybody's nerves. We wish you would stop being
some things you can't be objective
y'all
about.
Y'all all like to be on one side, and I feel
but no, some things you can't be objective about, bitch, and pedophilia is one of them.
Well, you still need to look at every aspect. You can't just say, let's take one side and run. That's not
I
how.
feel like we looked at a few.
That's not fair. That's not fair to Sidney. It's not fair to Sidney.
Well, we can only go by the facts, and what the facts are is that there's a 40-year-old woman with a 13-year-old boy.
Hold on, but did she unzip his pants and pull his penis out?
It doesn't. She just said it don't matter if she pulled his. He didn't put his dick in her mouth. She put her mouth on his dick.
But he got his dick hard so he could put it in her mouth.
It don't matter. He was 13.
Y'all keep saying the age over and over.
That's because the age is what's got. The age is the reason she's in jail. The age is the reason she's in jail. That's why. The age is the reason she's in jail.
Do you think that she hunted him down, or do you think he had something to do with it?
It don't matter whether she coerced him to come up there or whether he came up there of his own free will. She played a pussy stunt on a 13-year-old child.
I believe it absolutely matters. If you come in here trying to trick me and you tricked me and I didn't know I was breaking the law, then how am I wrong? I didn't know.
But you should have known. Because
but how?
Because ain't no way you can't know who at the way. Look, I don't care what nobody says. Even when the pictures, I can't wait for the pictures of this young man to surface, because I'm going to show you that there's no way in hell any adult, especially any 40-year-old adult, can ever mistake a 13-year-old boy, no matter how much football he play, a 13-year-old boy for an adult, whether it be by their look or by the way they talk or by the way because even their personalities haven't even fully developed yet. So you can tell when young boys, you could tell even in the way that he was telling his story to the police that his story was floundering, and you could tell yourself, you said, this story sounds like a child.
It sounds like a child.
Okay, so you can understand a child's mentality. Most grown people can. And so she knew she was dealing with something.
In this world that we live in, you just walk in and touch phones, and I give you the card and say, meet me here. There's not a whole lot of conversation being had.
You can talk to this boy before you pulled out his dick.
I don't think she had no conversation. I think she said, let's tap phones, let's link up.
Even that's not okay.
No, that's not okay.
I'm telling you, like in this world that we live in, this is Instagram. What is that thing? Grindr? They don't give a damn. They just where you at?
Let me tell you what this is going to look like in the end, Lachey. It's going to look like you're making excuses for people to be pedophiles.
No, you're trying to make it look like I'm making excuses. I'm being objective.
I'm telling you what it sounds like. Because
don't put that on me.
I'm not trying to put that on you, because I know that you're not, but in your effort to sound objective, you're still trying to make excuses or justify a reason why somebody would be on that other side when it's clear.
It's called empathy. and you put yourself in someone's position and try to figure out, how
I've
could this have
never been
happened?
attracted to anybody that young, ever.
How could this have happened? Is my question, and I'm answering my question in the group. How?
But we know how it happened, because again, like I said, if all the girls are verifying that her Twitter feed is full of videos with younger looking men, that some of them said that they were uncomfortably looking young, some of these boys that were on her fucking X feed,
Then
it's
that's the case.
possible that
She's
she
hold
might
on. If
be
that's the case,
attracted to
wait.
boys.
If that's the case, she's a predator. End of sentence.
So
But
leave
that's
it
what
there.
we were
It
saying.
needs to be objective in this case.
Right, that's what we're saying.
But in this world that we live in, y'all know that when we get off of here, all the girls are not doing all this. They meeting up and linking up. They're grinding. Where you at? Let me pull up. That's the world we live in, and that's what
But most girls aren't attracted to boys, little boys, though.
What about the people that are in this hookup society that we live in, where we don't ask questions?
When you meet them in person, you should know that
You should know. You can see. And most times you see a picture of them, and most times you can tell when somebody is too damn young.
Unless you're a dingbat. So here we are.
And she didn't say this wasn't no app thing. She actually saw this with her own eyes. She looked at this boy in his face.
Yeah.
And she knew he was a child.
Well, it's not an excuse for it. So I want to make sure we put that on the record. But I do try to visualize, how is it possible that you end up in a hotel room with a 13-year-old? How is that possible? The only way that's possible is if y'all aren't communicating and you're not talking.
She
you're
wasn't
just
asking no questions.
Let's hook up. So I'm visualizing this.
She wasn't asking no questions.
And this is what happens with most girls. Most of the time, we don't sit down with Trey and, hey, what's your name and what's your number and let me have your birthday and what's your sign. That's not happening.
But in conclusion, that's exactly why she said we need to normalize asking questions and asking to see things, because even though we know collectively that most girls ain't gonna do it, this is what happens when we don't.
Absolutely.
I agree.
So that was a good show, and that was a good conclusion to the show. I thank all of y'all for joining us, especially you in the comment section, because you've been listening and participating. So thank you. Thank you, sisters. I appreciate it. Nighty nighties.
Good night.